Have you ever thought about who puts the ads on the web pages you visit? It's nowhere near as simple as it seems. Today, we're lucky to have Jim McCabe, the Vice President of Sales for Terra USA. Jim is responsible for the ad sales business, including Terra's new ad network called Easy Target Media. Hey, Jim, welcome to Digital Life.
Thank you very much, Shelly. Good to be here.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about Terra, because a lot of people don't know what Terra is.
No, most people don't know what Terra is. Terra is a portal targeted to the U.S. Hispanic population in the U.S. But more importantly, it's one of 19 different portals around the world, mostly in Latin America, that are targeting and reaching out to the fastest growing demographic in the world.
Targeting sounds a little evil. It's not really targeting, right? These are sites people who speak Spanish and who are of Hispanic origin would actually like.
Right. Well, they're also based in all the different countries. For example, we're based in Brazil. The home office is in Brazil, and the major site is in Brazil. And Terra Brazil is bigger than Yahoo and Google combined. So in...
Stop. Stop. That's no. You don't have to actually stop. I mean, Terra in Brazil is bigger than Yahoo and Google combined.
True.
Come on. You can't just say that and leave that out there.
It is. In fact, Terra is a very interesting story. It started as an ISP business and is owned by Telefonica, which is probably the largest company in the world that doesn't have a major U.S. presence. But in all of the countries in Latin America, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Mexico, it's one of the dominant web players in all of those countries.
So tell me, what really happens now? Terra, you have an ad network that goes across all of these sites, or are you a one-stop global shop for Hispanic marketing, or how does that work?
Well, things are changing. In the U.S., we've been here for 10 years, and our niche has been to target the U.S. Hispanic population. Now, I don't think anybody is surprised to say that that's the fastest growing group of consumers in the U.S. Right. So we are going to all major advertisers and explaining to them the value of targeting this demographic group. Not simply because it's the right thing to do or something that makes sense to do, but because it represents all of the new potential customers that these companies need if they want to grow in the future. What we're doing in connection with our sites in Latin America is looking at the ad market that's changing. Instead of having regional budgets, companies like P&G, companies like Colgate, that might have a budget in the US and one in Brazil and one in Mexico and one in Argentina, they're combining all of those budgets together and coming up with a pan-regional advertising buy. So instead of looking at a country on its own, they're looking at an America buy, North and South together.
Wow. Now let me ask you a question. Back in the day, and I don't want to date myself, when certain fast food hamburger restaurants would want to do Hispanic or Spanish language television and radio commercials, used to hire my company, and we would do we'd do a version that was Cubano for South Florida. Right. We would do Puerto Ricano for the Tejano. Then there'd be all these different dialects of sort of Spanish and very different cultures, and you really couldn't use one kind of campaign. These were very different communities. How is it possible to go ahead and buy North America and South America against Latin Americans? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, you can't underestimate the power that the internet has had on building a sort of international community. Now, instead of being a separate country and living in Brazil and experiencing your media in Brazil and experiencing your entertainment options in Brazil, you have a worldwide array of options through the internet. And many people are contacting different places around the world. So there's more of a community coming together, people looking and thinking the same way along the rounds of entertainment or purchase. And so we cater to that. Within the US itself, what's happening is that the demographic that was looked at as a niche demographic for the past 20 years is becoming what we like to call the majority of the minority. Yeah. So it's not as though we're talking to people from a different country. We're talking to Americans who are having the same experience in the marketplace as any other consumer might have.
That's fantastic. Well, if you want to think global and be global in the Hispanic market, Terra is the place to go. Jim, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
I really appreciate it. I'm Shelly Palmer. You're watching Digital Life.
Watch Digital Life with Shelly Palmer Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern on WNBC's New York Nonstop, or catch it online anytime at shellypalmer.com.